Alright, this is the Beatles and Scud podcast, episode number 21.
There's a beetle in my room.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. Anyways.
Kill it.
A podcast all about three friends recommending some albums and talking about their week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and, we're song of the week. Song of the week. I actually chose it, was Starboy by The Weeknd featuring Daft Punk. What did everyone think of this track?
That was alright.
Pretty epic.
Oh, you liked it? That's awesome.
I like the beat. It was very good.
Daft Punk that's like one thing that is cool, like just cool about that album. Like I haven't they didn't like produce the entire thing.
Yeah.
But it just kind of like has that like, it's like I haven't listened to the entire thing just because it's like, sadly it has a lot of filler in it, so it's not like that great of an album.
Yeah.
But it just kind of oozes that kind of Daft Punk style.
Yeah, the beat was great. Like,
yeah, that's why that song is so great. It's just because it just they sound that Daft Punk just, and that just wants that's why I just want a new Daft Punk record, because like that if it sounds good there, it's like it's gonna sound good.
Yeah.
Freaking 4 years from then, because I think that song came out in 2016.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know, but no, I wouldn't know. But yeah, it was a interesting music video too.
It's not as good as some of the other ones. Like we did that like
Yummy.
We did that like singles review thing.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, we covered a few of those, and those.
Remember Aiden Blinded Lights?
Yeah.
The Heartless has one, and like those ones I think are better. Like those ones are like because he has like a series of those for the record he came out for this year,
yeah.
And it's like a whole thing, like a whole story, which we'll have to eventually we'll have to eventually do that, just because like it's just gonna be cool. It's very interesting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Also, that's like uncut gems, so you know. Yeah, the record came out in 2016, so it's been like 4 years, and I just think Daft Punk needs a new record. I think because honestly, that's what I feel like if they do that, it probably will be album of the year, because it's because I don't really know how you could screw up a record like that, because like the only thing you could really do is, because some of their songs has vocals, is like get the wrong performances from people.
Yeah.
But yeah, the music video was cool, I guess. Like it wasn't that.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know. I've listened to the song quite a bit. I've listened to it multiple times, and it's something where it was like a song on the radio where I heard it like 4 years ago, that I'm like, this is a good track, and I'm like, this is actually pretty good. Like I was never against it, which is something I like about The Weeknd, where he like has such a mainstream appeal that like me, someone who isn't that like in that mainstream thing, where I like these mainstream artists. Well, I like some mainstream artists, but he still is able to really capture my attention. Like with his new record, I'm very happy that he has been number one for a bunch of weeks. Like I don't know if he is anymore, because I haven't really looked. But he's been number one for a while, and he keeps getting more streams. Like he has like I think 2 billion streams on his new album, and it came out in March. So
yeah,
bro, who's like I hear like someone like in the ocean.
I think that's Mark.
What's going on?
Let me turn my fan off.
Why do you have? How close is it to you?
This is Sarah Heiss. Sorry for non-German viewers. That means it is very hot.
Great.
Yes, it is very hot in here.
So yeah, overall a pretty good song.
8 out of 10. I don't know why. Would you give it more?
Man, like a 6.
Whoa! Actually, you haven't even said anything really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an okay song. I don't really know what to add.
Okay. So
I'm ready. Wait, can I introduce my album?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so album of the week was The Aeroplane. Is it In the Aeroplane Over the Sea?
In the Aeroplane.
Okay, In the Aeroplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel. And I recommend it. How about Aiden, you start?
Oh,
Me?
Aiden's starting again.
Yeah. Wow.
Super.
So, the first two songs I was pretty blown away by. I was like,
yeah, I think the first half is definitely better than the second half.
Dang, dude. I was like, oh, magnificent.
I love.
And then I feel like it kind of.
Yeah, I know. A little bit. I think I know exactly. I assume we have the exact same point where it probably
second
drops.
Half is worse.
I don't think it's worse because there's like a few tracks in there that I really like from the second half.
Yeah, like Ghost.
Oh, well,
I like Ghost a lot.
I the 8-minute one I did not like.
Yes, I agree. I like it. I like it, but like it goes on.
I can understand, yeah. Because I'm usually one to be like, this song goes for too long. But for me, it didn't really bother me with this one.
Like the first time it bothered me, and like the second time it like wasn't bothersome until I started to get to the end where I'm probably like had like 2 minutes left, and I'm like this is where it kind of.
Yeah, it's my least favorite track on the album that has lyrics.
All right, well, we should save that. We should save that because I have a few other.
Yeah,
I have other notes that I want to discuss.
But my favorite thing about this album, well, the first like 4 songs are amazing.
Yeah.
And I think I really love how this combined like indie with rock a little bit.
Yeah.
I like
not indie, like full.
Yeah, I know.
I like how it feels. I like how it feels. Sorry, Aiden. But I like how it fuses it. But there's one track that it kind of ruins it. I think, I'm not gonna say it yet because that's when we get to during the ranking.
But like the loud bass.
Yeah, it's great most of the time, but there's a few times, at least personally, that I it kind of ruins the song. Like, it doesn't completely ruin it, but it kind of like
I know what you mean.
Little, like, drops it down like a little bit.
And it was I think that was one of my main problems with one of the songs.
There were one of the songs there were some points, this was like barely just like a small complaint, but there were like a few times where like the singer's voice is great, but there's like a couple songs where his voice is like,
I know what you mean.
Grating.
Yeah,
I heard that a few times, but like I don't know.
Where he's like, I don't know.
But I feel like that's.
I feel like they wanted to incorporate. Yeah, I was gonna say it makes sense for like what's going on and what the topics.
And Frank, World War II.
Dude, yeah, that stuff is dense. That like as soon as I figured it out, like I saw lyrics, and I'm like,
when I saw the song title Holland 1945, I assumed it was something about Anne Frank, but I didn't like.
Yeah,
is the whole album about it?
The theory is that the entire thing is about it.
Yeah,
because I just assumed that one song was
like,
the main like writer has like a
the Jeff
crush on him.
Yeah, his name
Simpson, dude.
No, so this is kind of some brutal stuff. I don't think that's great.
I'm sorry.
So the main guy's name is Jeff something. I forgot his last name, but
like starts with an M, I think.
So he read her diary and he was just kind of like inspired and just kind of in awe, like at how much of just a person she was for being so young and having to deal through this time. And it's something where ultimately what Mark said, he did kind of have that kind of crush like thing, but like
Jeff Mangum.
But it's not like it, but it never felt.
He admires her like
a strong and admiration
and struggle or whatever.
But there was a thing that said that she would have been like a great like adult, like a great woman, like.
Oh, this guy endorses Bernie Sanders apparently.
Okay, I don't know what that really has to add to this.
I just looked them up. But yeah, it's
that topic, because as soon as I learned that, because I first listened, I kind of went through it.
Yeah.
As soon as I read that, and I'm like, I hear lyrics, and it's like. There's so many double meanings to these different things, and like how brutal some of these lyrics like really are. If you really think about it. There's one thing about like I forgot what song it was. I think it's Two-Headed Boy Part 1. They talk about like in the chorus they talk about like putting your fingers through the spine, and like there's like a thing that said that could represent them like with like nothing left. You are like skinny and like putting your like it's something where it's like. just like it's so brutal. Like now that like I know that like it seems like, because from like a distance it seems so like innocent and just like a fun record,
Yeah.
and then you like look at and then you like say, wait, no, this is not.
Yeah, it's got
This
like
is
that.
it's like disturbing, which I kind of, if you really think about with the Anne Frank thing, it makes sense because she was so innocent, like she, and so she like, which makes sense for the record, honestly, to be presented in this way.
Yeah. It was a.
It was definitely like the way it was presented was,
I really like their production too.
One thing I did notice actually is the song structure is like there's a few songs that don't follow the verse chorus structure. They just have all verse, which I think is really great because it makes it feel much like it makes it feel more fresh, because many records they do have that formulaic song structure and it kind of ruins it. And one thing, which I like the song structure, and I liked how the choruses weren't like the title of the song. Like some certain songs were like that, but certain tracks like the chorus was not that.
Yeah.
And then like in Two-Headed Boy, once again, the chorus wasn't really the chorus. Really, it was more or less kind of the verses would start with Two-Headed Boy, where that wasn't really, which is something I really enjoyed about the record, where it wasn't like, where song structure was very, like there's songs where it was very similar to what it's like normally, but then they strive from it and it ultimately is just different and great.
It was I'm trying to think of what was. I thought it was interesting how they did like the part 1s and part 2s and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
and then how the like King of Carrot Flowers part 3 or part 2 and 3 was like
together
combined.
That's something Pink Floyd has done. There's a record.
And then you can notice like there was like a transition, like you could tell.
Yes,
like, and like
Do you guys hear the ending at the end of the album? Like he like gets up and puts the guitar down.
Yeah. When I was reading the lyrics, I saw that, and then I listened. I'm like, oh yeah.
Do you guys want to do the ranking? No.
Anyone else? Anything else to say?
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, we're still going to talk about it after the ranking.
Well, So
number 11, I put Untitled.
Yeah, I did too.
And then number 10, I put The Fool. So I just put the two things together. Well, I'm just saying I put the two instrumentals.
Right, come on, but like we have to just talk about these songs, Mark.
Well, who else do you say your number 11s? Aiden said what's yours?
My number 11 is Communist Daughter.
Dang.
Oh,
I just don't really like it. Like I feel like
I can see it.
Like I don't like the flow like it is. I don't feel like it. I feel like I just don't. There's so many other better tracks that I like a lot more, and it's something where it's like I don't really. It's like I don't really like it as like a track. Like I think it's kind of like, I know it's gonna sound kind of dumb, but like I feel like it's kind of weird. It's kind of like weird. Like I don't really.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I'd say it's one of the lesser.
It's kind of it's kind of like I mean like I don't really want to use the word gross because it's kind of dumb, but like it's just kind of like I don't like. It's kind of like I don't really like the idea of this song really. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
Really like it. Like I feel like it doesn't really add that much to it. Like it still adds to the record, but like I don't think it adds to the record as much as certain other songs.
So number 10 I put The Fool. What'd you guys put?
I put The Fool as number 10.
Yeah, me too. What'd you put?
I think this is kind of be controversial.
What'd you put?
Put the King of Carrot Flowers part 2 and 3.
Dang.
What?
I have more to talk about that later.
His voice was a little grating in that song.
I felt like it was just a big step down from the first one.
Well, yeah, the first one's definitely better than part 2 and 3.
Well, yeah, but like
I really like part 2, but like part 3. Because here's what I wanted to say about, because this is the song I was talking about where the like sounds don't really mix, where I feel like part 2 part 2 is so short. I really like the way his voice sounded in part 2, and I'm like, if the song continued with that kind of what he's saying in part 2, I would have really liked it. But like part 3, like it has like that bass like stuff and like that like kind of rock influence, and it kind of, I feel like the two styles of kind of clashed, and they kind of, like, I really like the song, but like they kind of clash, and it kind of is a bit, it's kind of like, that's why it's not, I think that's why it's not as good as the first one, because it just kind of clashes, two different like genre types clash, and it doesn't really work.
I think the bass and like that mix, I think that works most well in Ghost.
Yeah.
When they clash that way.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, but it's just like too much of a like it's just such a like a shift in this one. It's like too much, I'd say. Like, you know, like
it's understandable actually. I can.
It's just it's hard to like adjust to that, be like, oh, okay, now this is like it's
what
just
they really should have done, they should combine part 1 and 2 together.
Yes.
And then
I feel like that.
Because I was looking and it said on Genius that part 3 was like been around for like a long time. Like they had that song kind of just like existing in their like catalog for a while.
Yeah.
And it's something where it's like, and people, like, it said that it's been heard before. Like, obviously, we haven't heard it, but, like, other people have, I guess. Like, maybe, like, a concert or something. So it's something where it's, like, it's kind of weird that, like something with such a, like, different style was kind of combined with something that was different than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, so for number 9, I put Oh Calmly. Or Calmly, whatever.
Okay.
Apparently, I learned on Genius this was done in one take, apparently.
Yeah, did you hear the guy at the end go at the end? Did you hear it in the background?
What did he say again?
He said, "Holy shit!" Because like he got it in one take. Like one of the band members in the background just yelled that.
Oh yeah, I think
if you listen to that at the end, you can hear it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. But I thought this was just kind of like very. I wasn't like invested at all in this song. It's just like, can we move on with this?
It's a very impressive song. I think it's very impressive. Like I have it close to that, but like it's something where I definitely like it does wear at the like 6 minute whatever, but I think it's a good song. Like I think it's a like pretty great song on the record. Like it's not like as good as other songs, but I just like the way, like I just like the lyrics, and like I like what it's saying.
I didn't get what that one was saying.
Yeah, I can understand but I felt like it was just enjoyable to listen to. Like I think it sounded good, but I can understand it because it was pretty long, like a bit lengthy.
My number 9 is Untitled, so it's just the instrumental. It's just the instrument. Yeah. Well, good thing they did not like lengthen those out. Like, good thing they were like
They were like all like one.
Well, what if they were like 5 minutes though?
Yeah, that would have been draining.
Revolution 9.
Well, that's
okay.
different.
Well, okay.
No, it is.
What's your number 9, Aiden?
Anyways, my number 9 is Communist Daughter.
Okay. Yeah, similar
it's just
to
one of the lesser ones.
So, for number 8, I put Two-Headed Boy Part 2.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
I put The Fool. I mean, I like how it sounds.
Yeah, I like how both instrumentals sound pretty much.
Yeah, like they sound good, but just they're compared to like the other songs on this, they're just not really as good.
My number 8 is Oh Calmly, like going kind of like similar, where it kind of does drain on me at least towards the end, and so yeah, it's good. Like I think as soon as you get past like the instrumentals and everything, like I think this is kind of where it gets pretty good.
Yeah, I would definitely say so too. Like onwards, I don't think I really disliked any of the songs.
Yeah.
Well, not to say I disliked the ones before, just they weren't like amazing. They were just like
So, for number 7,
yep,
I put King of Carrot Flowers Part 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but not as good as the first one, obviously.
Yeah.
what'd you put?
I put Ghost, and before you go, whoa. I think this is where everything gets really good, and I really liked Ghost listening to it.
Yeah.
I like my first thing because that was the first song I started with the like reading the lyrics, and it just has a great like just great lyrics and great things to just pick up on, and it's incredibly advanced and just really interesting. And I really like the idea that it's like talking about like how like Anne Frank is kind of like haunting his house.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a weird like subject matter.
Kind of haunting, kind of like
which
really
adds to that
kind of sad too. Just
it kind of adds to that kind of like a little bit disturbing side of
because like when you realize what it's actually about,
you're like, oh
dang, that's it becomes all of a sudden just completely different. You see it in a different way now.
What'd you say for number 7, 8? Did you say?
I said Two-Headed Boy, just the first one.
What?
Dang.
Yeah.
Strong disagree.
I agree
like the chorus. It doesn't like I don't know.
Are you talking about I am listening to hear.
No. Not the like when he says like. I can't when he says like two-headed boy or whatever, and it's like
two-headed boy.
Yeah, I don't really like that.
Dude, you know something kind of funny talking about? Sorry, this is a completely different track. But in Carrots Part 2, like the beginning where he's talking about Jesus Christ, I feel like that's something Mark you would say like randomly, like where you just like be.
I love Jesus.
Like the way, like just the.
Is that Aiden's favorite song? That's Aiden's favorite song.
Yeah, just the way. Like the person says it in the song, where I'm just like, dude, this is something Mark. I feel like we're just like, we're just like in the middle,
like shout it, just like
yeah. And then we'd be like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, it's just from this song I randomly found.
I will say though, I like the way that even though I put it at like number 10, I like the way it's introduced.
Yeah, I like that part.
But
that's my favorite part of the song. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
number 6.
Yeah.
Put Communist Daughter. I thought.
Bro, you like semen, bro? What the heck?
Actually, like
when I heard that, I was like, "Hold up!"
I like the song because I like the theme of it. Because it's
I do like
about,
the theme. I think the theme's interesting.
That's the main reason. And it's so short, so it's like I don't. And yeah, so what'd you guys put for number 6?
My number 6 is Carrots 2 and 3. And it's kind of similar thing where it's like I like the second one. And I like both parts of it, but like the third one I kind of have some issues with the third one and the clashing of genres.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we're all gonna have the same number 1.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Okay, well then we're not.
Okay, well,
hold up.
Oh, yeah, number 6, Aiden.
Yeah, okay. My number 6 is Two-Headed Boy Part 2.
Dang.
Right above.
Second one's better.
Yeah,
what? It's kind of illegal, bro.
There's this one part. Where it's just this. Like I know I said I didn't like the the two-headed boy or whatever, but there's this one part in the second part where it like flows into it really nicely, and I really like that.
That's near the ending, right? Yeah.
And then the rest of it I think is pretty good too.
Cool.
But they were pretty close, I will say. They were pretty close.
My number 5 is Holland 1945. This is also another great example compared to Ghost of like the clashing of it. I think it does it set in the second best.
I think it's a very interesting song lyrically.
Yeah, it is.
Because the first time, I'm not even kidding, I was like listening to it, and here I gotta make sure I have the right completely right track listing, because I kind of.
I feel like that's the one where, because
here's what happened. So I listened to Two-Headed Boy, right? And then I had everything. I'm like, everything after is like, eh. But then I re-listened to Holland, and I'm like, what am I talking about? I'm like, this is.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
I was like, what am I talking? I'm like, what do you? I'm like, this is like not true at all. I'm like, why did I think this song was bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that song.
Like, yeah, because like that's definitely the one where I feel like if you didn't know it was about Anne Frank, you can probably tell if you know some like because like Holland, that's where she was or whatever, and I was like, when I saw the song title, I was like, is this gonna be about Anne Frank?
It's kind of brutal where and then you hear her like parts about like. Oh, she's with her sister and her mother.
Yeah, and that's just kind of like that's when it hits you. You're like, oh, wait a minute.
Like even if you didn't like know like what it's about, like it's something where it's like it just comes up and you're like, this is kind of
it's like eerie and like it's kind of sad and it adds a great mood.
For
My
what are we at, number 5?
No, yeah, we're still at number 5.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Carrot 1.
Oh,
Dang.
I mean, I still I think it's still like
Yeah.
But I think it's really good, and I think there's I think there's I love it a lot. It's a great. I think it's one of the best. It's one of the best
one
openings.
of the best openings I've heard. Yeah.
I love the singer's voice, honestly. Well, most of the time I love his voice.
Yeah, that's one of the songs where his voice is just like, dang, that's pretty good. And then the guitar is pretty great. I like the beginning of where it's just the guitar in the beginning. That's really good.
The trumpets are also really good in this album.
Yeah, they are. Like it's just all around pretty good.
This is they have this vinyl at Best Buy for $17.
Yeah, I think it's like 15 on Amazon. I looked it up.
I want to get it.
I was listening to it. I'm like, dude, this is really good. I think
great album covers.
I kind of want to get the vinyl.
Because when I would listen to it, I listen to it on YouTube or whatever. I just kind of I don't click away from it. I just kind of stare at the album cover, and so I was just analyzing. I was like, dang, I mean, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Are we number 4 now?
I haven't said mine.
Oh, I thought you said it. Okay.
My number 5 is "Oh Calmly."
Okay. Dang.
So
that's not
better than Two-Headed.
I know. I can definitely see the complaints of being too long, and but I still think the whole thing was enjoyable, and I didn't really get tired of it either. Both times I listened to it, I was invested in it the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 4, I put Ghost.
Okay.
I really like also again the clashing of the two things, and also honestly, the lyrics are so good in this album. Imagery. Yeah. So yeah, what'd you guys put for number 4?
I put Two-Headed Boy Part 2, and I really like it. I think it's not as good as the first one, but it's still really good, and it's a great send off to the album, I think.
I think it's a good ending. Yeah, I like the end. For number 4, I put Ghost.
Same thing.
Yeah, upon re-listening to it, I was just like, dang, Ghost is pretty good, and it's kind of like we said, kind of haunting, and kind of just like once you've realized what it's all about, and it's just dang, it hits you.
Yeah.
It just puts in a new perspective.
Yeah. Number 3, I put King of Carrot Flowers Part 1.
Okay.
Nice.
I love this opening, great opening, and also the guitar is amazing in this song, and the vocals are great.
Yeah, vocals are great.
So, yeah. What did you guys put for number 3?
How about you go, Aiden?
I put Holland's 1945, and it the first time I listened to it, this was one where I because I was doing something, and when I was first listening to it. And this is one where I sometimes I'll just glance over and all right, what's the name of the song or whatever, just because I want to know. And I saw the name, and that that's when I was like, okay, well, this sounds like it's me and Frank or whatever. And then I listened to it, and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good song. And then on my second listen through, I was like, no, that's a really good song.
Yeah,
it's a really good song.
All right, my number 3 is the title track. This is another one of these This is another one of these great title tracks.
Yeah,
for the last few records we've been actually, except for the Sabaton one, but the last few things where we've had a title track. The title track's actually been pretty good.
Yeah,
and this is another one that I just like. It's just very interesting to see what people do with a title track, because either it will work out really well, or just kind of be kind of disappointment and kind of be a throwaway. And this is one that's definitely not a throwaway. It's similar to every other great song. It has great imagery, great it's just well made overall.
Yeah. Number 2, I put Two-Headed Boy. I love this song. I love it. I love the chorus. I love everything about it. I love the guitar. I love it.
Cool.
What'd you put, Corbin?
I put Holland 1945. Similar to whatever I said, just the imagery and just everything about that song is so good, and it's just one of the best on the record, pretty much.
For number 2, I put "In the Aeroplane Over the Sea."
Google.
Yeah, I really liked the unique addition of the brass or whatever they had in it.
Yeah.
Like if you remember, I really liked that part. It sounded like it mixed together well, and it sounded great. And also it's just an amazing song overall.
Yeah. So for number 1, I put In the Airplane Over the Sky, and this is one of my favorites.
See, how dare you?
In the Airplane Over the Sea. Sorry, this is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Dang.
The top 20.
I mean,
have you like listened to any of this album before, Mark?
Yes, I've listened to most of I've only listened to I listened to King of Carrot Flowers and The Airplane Over the Sea and Two-Headed Boy before.
Okay, this is interesting because it's another record where sadly I'm never gonna be able to just revisit one song just because it's like
I know what you mean.
Works better together.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, maybe the, like, first few tracks, like, I think I could listen to by itself, but, like most of it, like, it's, like, I can't really listen to.
Yeah.
I
would definitely have to just go back to it.
Yeah.
What'd you guys put for number 1?
Aiden, you want to go?
Okay, yeah, sure. I put the opener, The King of Carrot Flowers Part 1. It is definitely one of the best opening songs on any album that I've listened to. It's amazing. Like I said before, the vocals were great, and the guitar was also amazing.
Could you see it going in your top 20?
Maybe.
My number 1 is Two-Headed Boy, Part 1. I really like this song a lot. This was also one where it kind of hit me what the lyrics were about after, and just especially the chorus, and just the imagery of just everything was just so touching, and it just kind of affected me so much, and it's amazing. I think it's basically perfect as a song.
So well, I'd give this album an 8 out of 10.
Ooh, really?
Whoa, what do you mean, Aiden?
I gave it a 9.
Go. I gave it an 8.5.
I was gonna lean towards that, but then I was like, no.
I originally started with a 7 out of 10. I listened to it more. I'm like, all right, it's an 8, and I'm like,
and then that's the same for me.
And then I was like, I don't think it's a 9, but I think it's close to a 9. It's not exactly there, so I said 8.5.
Definitely throughout, listening to it again, definitely was just boosted it, just realizing that dang, this is great.
There's only one song I'd say I don't like, which is the Conley.
Untitled.
Why
didn't you put that last?
Well, because it just has more substance than the other two, so I'm like, I'll put it.
Oh, okay.
The other two are because I can't really and they're not really re-listenable. Those are really just in the album, I know.
I know.
Mm-hmm. So what did you guys? It's at the end of the discussion. What's your recommendation?
I got a pretty good. So it's the newest record. I'm gonna recommend. It's called Sunisis. Here, I'll type it in because it's kind of hard.
By
to spell.
who?
Nicholas Jar. So, there's that Against All Logic thing I keep talking about, So that's one of my favorite records of the year. So I learned that the guy has another record that he released this year, which is this record. And I listened to it yesterday. Actually, I completed listening to it today, but it's something where it was so good that I was like, dang.
Oh, it's an instrumental album.
Yeah, it's kind of electronic. It's something where this guy is after listening to 2 records from him, it's very much something where I'm definitely now a fan, and he has a new record coming out later this year in July, so which is gonna be the 3rd record he's released this year. So, it's a very.
This is our first album with no lyrics.
Yeah, it's all instrumental, and I'm very excited to do a ranking, because I listened to it and I'm like, this is really good. And
how am I gonna do that? That's gonna be hard.
It is gonna be hard, but it'll be fun. It's a really good record.
Yeah,
I'm very excited to talk about it. Just because, as soon as I heard listen to it all the way through, I'm like, I need to talk to someone about this. I'm like, this album is so interesting.
Yeah.
Also, it just fits with the time with isolation and stuff. So
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. All right.
It's also, and it's something where it's like, the more I listen to this guy, the more I'm like, I kind of like want to listen to more electronic stuff because I kind of like doing some electronic. It's like because his album he also released this year in like I think January or whatever has a vinyl, and it's like I'm like waiting for the vinyl for this to come out. I don't know if there is gonna be one, but if there is, I'm like gonna try to get it like as soon as it drops, just because I can buy it off his website. Because honestly, I just go this guy since he's so small, he's not really that like really small, but it's something where I'm like I kind of want to support this guy. Like I want to give him my money.
Yeah.
Which is many artists where I'm like I kind of want to support this guy. Like actually, like I want to, because there's like a few artists where I'm like I kind of want to buy like a merch thing or like I want to buy a vinyl from them because I know that money is directly going to them. Just because I listen to it on Spotify does not mean that person is getting what they deserve from making this record.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys do this week?
Let me put this.
It's starting.
Who?
Hello?
I'll start. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I listened to a ton of records on last Sunday. I listened to a bunch of Kendrick Lamar, which was originally going to be my recommendation, but I ultimately changed it in favor of this other record. So I listened to all of his records except for Section 80. So I kind of have a more definitive ranking. With I'm going to include the record I haven't truly listened to because I kind of know where I'm going to put it. So my like least favorite project from him is this Untitled Unmastered from him, which is stuff from his To Pimp a Butterfly record that he never really used. So it's kind of like stuff he recorded during the session, but he never like used it. So it's kind of like throwaways. But since that record is so good, the throwaways are actually good.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting record because it's just like, it's not really a record because it's so short. It's like 34 minutes, which is record length, but it's like, doesn't feel like a record. It feels kind of like a mixtape kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, so like next after that is his Damn. Which is, I listen to in reverse order because you can listen to it in reverse order. And if I ever recommend that record, that's what we're going to listen to it in, because reverse order...
We have to listen in that way?
Yeah, there's a collector's edition which is just it in reverse order, because that's the way I want to talk about it, because I think it flows better, personally. Which is something interesting, because it's like, I like the record, but like, I listen to it again, reverse order, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. Especially in reverse order, especially with the final track being the first track instead. Next one is, To Pimp a Butterfly. I don't think it's his... Actually, sorry, Section 80. And then To Pimp a Butterfly. I think, after really listening to all of his stuff, Good Kid, Mad City is still my favorite from him.
Okay.
So I've been watching a lot of stuff recently. Watching Community, mostly. Which, I watched the Dungeons and Dragons episode, the first one.
That's pretty good.
I really enjoyed that episode. I watched that today.
Didn't you say it's cringy, Aiden?
Well, looking back at it, I don't think it's
which
that
parts.
bad.
Which parts?
Well, I just the whole general like. Looking back at it, I feel like now that I think about it, they kind of like. I feel like they kind of meant it to be that.
It works really well. I think it's a really good episode.
Yeah, I like how Pierce I like Pierce in that episode. How he's like,
bro, dude, but they did blackface, bro.
Oh yeah,
that was something where he came up and I'm like, this is kind of interesting, but it's also kind of comedic.
When I first watched it, I was like, dang. I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, but season 2 so far has been really good. I forgot how many classic episodes are in that.
Yeah, season 2 is so good.
Like a Halloween episode is so good. The only episode I skipped was the Christmas Abed episode, just because.
Is that the one where the
claymation one?
Yeah, that episode.
It's something where it's like something where like I remember from before. Like for some reason in my memory, like it was in a different season. Like it was in like season one of the later seasons. So I kind of associated.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah,
I kind of associated with the kind of like.
I know.
Kind of like later seasons, so I kind of just. So it's something where it's like I don't really remember it with fond memories. So I said, You know what? I kind of want to go on to this next episode instead. But
that show's been really that episode great. I felt like was just like it was just,
it's been great rewatching that. One of the best NBC comedies, and I
might have to rewatch it sometime.
I've been watching this other comedy. I started again, kind of watching it, which is every 9 months. I usually just watch like a couple seasons of it, and then I stop watching it. Which is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Nice.
It's a show that I love a lot, but it's something where I can't I never fully like done a binge of it. Where I finished the entire show because I just watch a couple seasons and then I stop watching it, and then I eventually will come back to it when it just comes where it's something where it kind of is needed in my life, where it's something where it's I kind of need this here. So because we were talking about a few days ago, and as soon as you start thinking about that show, I'm just I kind of need to watch this show again. I need to start watching. So I'm season 6. I'm almost halfway through season 6. So
yeah.
I watched 2 episodes of Space Force.
Oh wait! Oh shoot! That came out today.
Is it good?
Oh shit! I gotta watch it.
It's not bad. It's not
it isn't. Yeah.
It's not good. I don't. Think
no. Yeah. I know.
I don't think it's it's not really that funny. At least I don't think it is, because it's not.
Is it getting good reviews?
No, that's the thing. It's they're doing. Ultimately, all the critics are giving it
has a 36%.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's a 6. I think it's straight up it's good in some. Even though, I mean, I've only watched 2 episodes, but it's good in some aspects. But kind of all right. It's just all right overall. It's has that potential, and I strongly think it's gonna get renewed just because it already seems a lot of people are watching it.
Yeah.
And with it being kind of that thing where it's The Office, where it seems it's not. Because Office struggled in its first season, Parks and Rec struggled in its first season, and I think it's going to be definitely. But they kind of screwed themselves, because the more I think about it, because HBO Max came out this week, right?
Yeah.
And this was kind of they should have waited to get reviews out, because if they waited till after the show came out or something, more people would watch it. Because the thing is, with HBO Max coming out, it seems it could be the actual Netflix killer. It actually seems it has potential compared to other streaming services like Disney Plus and Apple TV and crap. Where it seems it has that potential, just because it actually has that content compared to Disney Plus. Because frankly, Disney Plus, everyone owns all the Disney movies they like. Let's be real here. If you like a Disney movie, you own it.
Yeah.
I don't you're not gonna not own it because it's you want to rewatch it. So the point of really Disney Plus is only really the convenience right now, because there is not whatever, Mandalorian is cool, but when that's the only really standout thing besides Clone Wars, which doesn't appeal to every person. So it's something where they should have, for Space Force, waited to get reviews out there, because frankly, if I was someone who hops streaming service month to month, or they get one for 2 months and they watch all the stuff on there, cancel it, go to a different one, which honestly I like that idea. I'll eventually, maybe once I'm in college, I'll do that or something, because it's just something that makes sense, because it's if I'm not watching something actively currently, and something where they should have been where someone is oh, I kind of want to get HBO Max, but I'm I kind of want to get this, I want to watch this Netflix show with Steve Carell, it's The Office, but then they're all the reviews are bad for this show on Netflix, and you're oh, then there's no point to have this. But it's interesting. It's I'm definitely gonna finish it, because I was watching it with my parents. So and we all were it's not that bad. It's not as bad as critics are saying. Which I did not want to say, because it's kind of dumb where everyone's what? This show is what? It's bad? You critics are wrong. You do not know comedy. And I'm every time that happens, because I saw a comment where someone was like, "Dude, you guys do not know comedy. Remember this?" And he like listed off 2 shows that I never even heard of, and I'm like, "Yep. You just proved them right. You can't just because you know about these like 2-season comedies does not mean it was relevant. I don't remember that. I don't think that actually existed. I think you just made that up in your brain.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because it's like that stuff is dumb. But I've been playing a bit of Minecraft as well. That's kind of it.
Oh yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
What about you, Aiden?
Okay. So
yeah, I'm very interested in what you've been doing, Aiden.
Well, it's kind of the final push, like in school at least.
I'm very hyped because I think the week or next week maybe, I don't know, but whenever I have like a good amount of free time, I think I'm gonna watch the Lord of the Rings movies. So.
Oh yeah.
I have 2 weeks left of school.
Yeah. It's kind of a rip.
I don't know. Half the classes aren't even because next week most of the classes are just.
Yeah, literally, I have 2 health lessons. Like, bro, what is that? Bro, like, just imagine giving a health lesson. Like,
today it just took so long for me to do stuff, and I just like kept telling myself, all right, next week this is gonna be all over. Just
it
do
was great. I went to bed at like 10:30, and I was just like, all right, I want to wake up at 7 just because I want to like, just like get like the normal amount of sleep. And then I'm like, you know what, screw this, and I like woke up at 8:30, so like I slept for like 10 hours last night. And
dang,
I was like, dude, I'm like, this is great. I like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. When you
also, I knew because it's like today I was gonna probably screw up my sleep schedule, so because we're talking and stuff.
Yeah. And then today, because I forgot the name of the album that we were listening to, and I knew Mark wasn't awake, so I was like, I want to listen to some music, but I want to listen to I wanted to listen to an album, and
what album, bro?
An album I hadn't heard before, but it's by an artist I listened to, but it was Glass Houses by Billy Joel. I thought it was pretty good.
What year is that from?
I think 83 it was.
So what is that on the timeline with The Stranger?
The Stranger I think was 77.
Okay, so this is like
yeah, it's late. It's
like 6 years later.
It's definitely it's completely different than
I was
The
gonna
Stranger.
say it's probably really different.
And it wasn't like anything amazing, but like it was pretty upbeat and I liked it.
Give it out of 10.
Probably like an 8, 7, 8.
I'm very hyped for next week because Run the Jewels 4 comes out. So like because as much as there's a lot of great albums that I've listened to this year, there hasn't been like a really great hip hop record that I've like listened to where it's like really good. Because like obviously it's like the Mac Miller Circles project. That's not hip hop. That like even though it's made by him who's a hip hop artist, it's more like it has to do with songwriting, and it's more like kind of like a not like pop, but more like that kind of like not like hip hop, and it's like The Weeknd that's R&B, that's not like so like it's something where it's like that I'm very hyped just because it'll be something hip hop, which I haven't really got that much new hip hop stuff really this year yet.
Yeah.
That's cool. You listen to an album. That's pretty epic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my phone like exploded or whatever.
Wait, what?
Explode. No. But I had to turn in my phone or whatever. And it was kind of a rip too because my normal Spotify account, I don't know the login. Like I don't know. Because when I had it, I like looked at like the username and whatever. I tried all the passwords I knew I had, and nothing worked. So I have no idea how to log in.
Forget a password.
Yeah, but I don't know which email it goes with either. And
How many emails do you have?
I only have 2.
Just try to send.
I typed in one of them, and it was like it didn't exist or whatever. And then the other one I created. I don't even know. Anyways. So it was pretty. I was like, dang. So I didn't get. I had to like find my account and then like.
Oh, use
save my playlists.
That's kind of funny. That sucks that you'll never be able to. You'll probably have to like duplicate.
Yeah, I know. I'll probably I'm honestly eventually just gonna like sit down and add every song into a new playlist.
Yeah, you should probably do that on the computer because you can.
That would be a lot better. Yeah.
Bro, have any of you used the web Spotify? Because that
I have not. No.
One time I used it because like I was like and I like something where usually I didn't listen because last year I did a lot of listening on Spotify on a Chromebook on the web thing at school because they unblocked it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I forgot when it was. Like I was doing something where I wasn't at my like desktop, so I had the web one open. And god dang, the web thing has the worst mixing. Like it sounds really like it sounds
I would
really
so, yeah.
It sounds really bad and like I didn't realize that and I'm like, wait, why did it take me so long? Or something where it's like I'm not that picky when it comes to like I have $20 earbuds and I'm fine. Like I don't use them like all the time anymore, but like it's something where I used them for a while and I was fine with it. And it's something where I noticed it was so bad that it was so horrendous. But
that's kind of like it's kind of like the thing where like you think like your audio like you don't like your audio is just like you think it's fine or whatever, and then like you like somehow like I don't know, you listen to something like on a different thing that has better audio and you're like realizing like, wait a minute, no, the thing I'm currently listening to, the audio is kind of bad when you like compare it to like the like that happened to me when I got my first when I got the vinyl player or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, dang, this is a big step up from the phone speaker on Spotify or whatever. So yeah.
Have you watched anything, Aiden?
I've not. Yes, I have not. No, not. I'll probably watch. Well, I'll definitely start watching the Space Force, but then I'll probably be watching Hacksaw Ridge soon because I got it for my birthday and I still haven't watched it. So yeah.
Mark, what about you?
Mark, what's your week?
Very silent.
I haven't really been doing anything actually. Yeah, I haven't really done anything. I've just been doing a lot of schoolwork. That's it.
There's got to be some kind of game you've been playing, bro.
Maybe that starts with a
Papers, Please.
B.
No,
Papers.
I don't think that really counts because it was just.
No, okay, well it still counts.
Not really.
It's a game.
Yeah, but like it's not really like.
It's not a game.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I like Papers, Please, which is really good. And
Papers, Please is cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Borderlands 2. That's all I've been playing.
Oh wait, shoot! Forgot to say. Yeah, I forgot about Civ. Oh.
Civ's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's all.
But I feel like I'm already like burned out on it. Like,
it's something where I kind of feel like I know what I want to. Like, it's something where I think I want to do something, and then I realize, wait, I kind of still don't really know how to play this game, so like I can't really do anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Wait, do you guys? Wait, Aiden said he likes Borderlands 2 so far.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Pretty epic.
But
yeah, that's all.
End of the episode, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
So next week is Synesis by Nicholas Jar.
Write it down, Aiden.
It's in the. I can see it.
It's
in the.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Exciting.
All right.